Good morning, everyone watching on Facebook Live. This beautiful song is by our beloved Debbie Schrodt, who transitioned into pure spirit not that long ago, a couple of years. Singing along here. It's a beautiful day. Our mouth sinking. Yay, Debbie Schrodt. Let's give her a round of applause up in the universe where she is flying high. Thank you so much for her life. And good morning. Yay! So good to see happy faces here. Thank you, Kevin, for all you do and for all the energy and effort and reminding me of stuff that you put into it. And Kevin has a birthday this month. Okay, what date is it, Kevin? 7th. So this week, Kevin has a birthday. Oh. Say what? Tuesday, yes. And we are delighted to have Reverend Mary Covington here with us this morning. And our prayer chaplain today is Mary Connor. So if someone would like a prayer after the service, just go up to Mary and say, "Hi, Mary, could you pray with me?" And she'll say, "Yay!" She's shouting it out to the universe. So let's open with prayer, as we always do in Unity, which allows us to center ourselves and to maybe put away some of the things that might be on our mind, or maybe to really focus on a thing that's truly beautiful or that we're grateful about or happy about. So we get to choose, and gosh, that's a huge, big deal. I can't remember at what point in my life I realized that I could really choose my life by my way of thinking, but it sure made a difference. So let's turn within to that Holy Source, God within, whatever you choose to call it, that exists in all of us, as we center and let go with the breath. Let go. We let go. We focus on this moment, this beautiful moment of being alive, this beautiful day, this beautiful morning. We thank you, Infinite Spirit, Divine Holy All, whatever our name is for our God, the Divine, Goddess, all that is. We thank you for this opportunity to live another day, to be in the body and in consciousness. We're grateful for our ability to think and to choose and decide how to react to things in life. We're grateful for community, for being able to gather together, to be in touch with each other, to be able to talk to each other and to focus on the beauty that is in everyone around us. We thank you for our dear ones, our families, our friends, the people in the world that we may not know personally, but that touch our hearts with their acts of kindness and love. We thank you that we have the opportunity to make this day wonderful. To be open to surprises and delights and love in all of its many, many forms. We thank you for a new month, a month of love. And we say or think or whisper or project, thank you, infinite spirit, divine holy all, wonderful all that is. Amen, and so it is. We are delighted this morning to have some readers, and that first reader is going to be Mary Connor reading the Daily Word, followed by our own beautiful and delightful Reverend Mary Covington, who will share a Unity Nugget with us. And she is visiting here from Flint, Michigan. And I know it's warmer here than it is up there. If you're feeling chilly, it's going to be chillier up in Flint. Mary, thank you for reading today. Got that okay? Yeah.
Hello. Good morning, Unity Athens. So, our daily word today is healing. My faith is making me well. Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore's healing journey began when she changed her mind. Inspired by words of healing practitioners, she took this affirmation to heart. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. After 2 years of persistent health-affirming meditation, prayer, and practice, Myrtle was healed. Her faith made her well. Myrtle Fillmore lived joyously and vigorously for many years. I take inspiration from this story. I, too, am a living expression of God. I feel my body's quickening response as I claim my inheritance of divine life, vibrant activity in every cell of my body, good nutrition, exercise, rest support my healing practice. My faith is making me well. And from Mark, he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease. All right.
I guess this is the point of view, huh? Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Reverend Bronte was teasing this morning and saying, I guess it's cooler where you came from. Well, the last time I checked up there, it was about 6 degrees. But there are worse places if you're going to consider good, better, best, and worse. I was talking with someone in St. Paul, Minnesota, up a little north of your old territory, Thursday, minus 14. So we are grateful to be here in this wonderful world of Georgia. And this morning for my Unity Nugget, I want to reflect back on Unity's history and honor two someones I had privilege enough to know. Back in the early 80s, my minister in Detroit, the late Reverend Dr. Ruth Mosley, realized that Unity needed more ministers of African American descent. And she set about opening a school to train them. This was not because we could not go to the village, but many could not afford that trek for 2 years. So what she established was a local school out of our church, authorized by the Board of Directors of Unity, and we could do it part-time. I was so convenient because many of us had to work full-time. We had families. We had other concerns. And so we took those great Unity teachings part-time, usually from about 6:30 in the evening until 3 and 4 day nights a week, Saturday workshops, Sunday service. And so it finally boiled down to the curriculum became something like 2 years locally there, and then we would go to the village for a year to finish our training and for your licensing and ordination. Now, the first crew of youngsters, and I use that word advisedly, who went out there, we called them the Detroit Eight. There were more than that who started the journey, of course, as Christian discipleship shows you. But 8 got ready and went. And we call them, till this day, the Detroit Eight. Now, this year, we had 1 left. The rest have gone to Spirit Land, probably for their next assignment, although the woman who ordained me was one of them, and she always said she wasn't coming back to this planet. And we had 1 left, and that was the Reverend Dr. Carol Amos, who made her transition this past week. So now they're all in class over there deciding on their next assignment. I share that bit of history with you because now we have more than 80 ordained ministers in the field in various places. And the school is still in operation out of Detroit as the Unity Urban Ministerial School. Yes, and that is an ad. If Spirit is calling you and you want to do something part-time and, it works out that way, we're available. But more importantly, we are here to serve. And in that service, we grow, just as you are growing. And we thank you for that opportunity for service. We thank you for having shared our visionary, Reverend Mosley, along the path. She's over in Spirit Land teaching again now. And I'm not rushing it. So thank you for this moment, Reverend Bronte.
Thank you, dear. And I'm sure they're having a great welcome home party up there now that all 8 are in Spirit Land. I read that just this week about her passing. Oh, and thank you for sharing that. And yes, we are so grateful. And you reminded me, Reverend Mary, when I got my first ordination in New Thought, it was at Hillside, Bishop Dr. Barbara King's school, and it was the same thing. I was working, and I was actually finishing up my undergrad degree, and all I had was evenings and Saturdays and Sundays, and boy, my evenings and Saturdays and Sunday were full with those classes. But yes, if you're interested in learning Unity and becoming part of that path, getting on it, the Urban School also has a lot of virtual classes now, more than Unity School itself does, even though that's coming along too. So thank you for sharing. We do have some announcements this morning. Yay! So many announcements. Peggy Olson has restarted her Tuesday early morning bookworms prayer and discussion groups. It's on Zoom, so you need to contact Peggy if you're interested. It's open to all. It is early morning. It's 6:30 to 7:30, and she has readings and things that she's offering for discussion. And the 2 for this month are February 9th and the 23rd. And then March, it's also the 9th and 23rd, because if you remember, except for leap year. The dates always fall the same, February and March. So her email is polson, P-O-L-S-O-N, 5555 at AOL.com. We are having Wednesday meditations here at Unity Athens in February. The go was from 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock. That'll be this coming Wednesday, and then on Ash Wednesday, duh, February 22nd. So do consider coming for that. Unity members, Unity Athens members, time to renew your membership. We have renewal cards on the back table, perhaps up here. You can find them easily after the service. If you're out there watching and you would like to renew your membership, please do. It's important for us to have a membership. We'll let you have a card. Just let us know. We'll send you a card, and they'll be going out on the mailing list also. Please sign that. What does membership do? Well, it gives you the right to vote at board meetings over very important things, and it also gives you the right to get prayer chaplain calls and be just an integral part of this group that we call Unity Athens. So I hope you'll... Your spiritual home. Thank you, Mary. Absolutely. There's connection when you're a member. There's a sense of just connecting at a deeper level, and also get some free things here and there. Speaking of free things, the Lent booklet is now out. It's called 40 Days of Letting Go, and they're available on the table over there. We'll be passing this out until Easter. There's wonderful readings for every single day. And I'm just going to share one of them because I saw it when I was looking at this morning. We all know, I'm sure, of Ricky Byers Beckwith, fabulous musician, wrote some amazing songs. And there's a little bit about one of her songs in here. It's at the beginning of this booklet. The lyrics to the song, I Release and I Let Go, by Ricky Byers and Reverend Michael Beckwith, capture the essence of Jesus' message for us and his example during the days leading up to his crucifixion. Now, I'm going to try to read this because I've heard the song so many times. If I break into a little melody, don't be concerned about it, because it's hard to read these words without the power of that song behind it. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. And if you know these words, feel free to kind of sing it. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide, and I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Wonderful booklet. We're very grateful to Unity Publishing for giving us these opportunities. It is time for prayer and meditation. Yes, we're going to do this first. Thank you, Kevin. We have a song. It's in our hymnal, but it's also up on the screen. Page what? 23? 183? Okay. I am the radiant life of God. It goes very quickly. I am the radiant life of God. I am, and we'll do all...
That's the Popeye song.
I am Popeye.
I am.
That's right. I am my sweet potato. We'll do the first 3 verses and then back to verse 1. And Kevin, you want to get that started? If people want to sing and stand up, just feel free.
I am the radiant life of God. I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The light of God, success of God, prosperity, happiness, might of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am.
Verse 1.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
Woo! And then you get to take a deep breath. And then we go into our quiet time of meditation. That time where, just as in prayer, we connect with Spirit. We're always connected, so it even feels funny to say that, but we're connected on a deeper level. We feel that peace, that knowingness that God is always with us. No matter what's going on in the world or in our lives, God is with us. So we try to turn off our thinking a little bit, our worries, our doubts, our fears. Like Ricky Byers-Beckwith said, we release and we let go. And we allow our own ability to feel God. During this meditation, there'll be a couple of moments of deep silence, which often gives us a nudge or a new way of looking at things. And sometimes it'll come later in the day. Think about putting your feet flat on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Feeling the energy of Mother Earth. It's healing energy. Perhaps turn off your lights or light a candle. And if thoughts come in, that's okay. You can gently sweep them away. We can bless them. We can say hi. Come back later. Taking deep breaths, as long as we're comfortable, and holding them as we're comfortable, and then letting go. Letting go. We are held in the arms of Spirit. We are anointed with the grace of God. We are blessed with the fullness of life. How very fortunate we are to have another day of living. We send out blessings to those that may be on our minds or on our hearts. And we receive blessings into our heart, into our minds. Blessings of well-being, blessings of strength, which is our spiritual faculty, our power for the month. Strength, endurance, resoluteness, energy, healing. We breathe that in. We allow it. We learn this practice so that we can use it at any time during our day or our week. When life gets busy or seems like a struggle, we can turn within and allow God, always present, always with us. We allow our recognition of it. Now we go deeper into the silence, into the quiet. And if you hear sounds, just let that go. Accept it into your personal silence. We are so grateful for life, for our abilities to love, to be in the moment, to accept the grace, the beauty, the joy of Spirit. We give thanks and we say thank you to whatever our name is for the divine. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, all that is. Opening our eyes when we're ready. Perhaps turning on our lights. Thank you, Mary. Ooh. Let there be light and sunshine, and a little warmer weather would be good. I was telling Kevin earlier before the service started that we have a choice tonight between the Super Bowl and the Academy Awards, but that's not tonight, that's next Sunday. So you have a whole week to make that decision, and of course you could record one or the other of them, or go for a walk outside, or other, split screen. Do we have enough TV and screens going on in our lives, huh? Well, we have some resources today. When the daily word falls, you have to give it a little hug and then put it aside. As I was preparing today's message and thoughts, here are some of the resources. Thought you might like to know them. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of Science of Mind, wrote that incredible book, and many, many others, and taught a lot of ministers that followed him. There is I thought it was, I was just going to watch a few minutes of it on YouTube called, that goes down the rabbit hole. It's called Behold Your Highest Self. And it was fascinating. It was in his voice, of course, and just wonderful, reminding us again and again, it's creative thinking, that our thinking is so very powerful. Then I went to another source, Neville Goddard was his entire name. And this little book is called Awakened Imagination. And he was taught from one of his mentors that Jesus and actually belief systems are all about imagination, that Jesus represented imagination. And there's a lovely story in here that I just adore. Actually, I saw a print of a Barbados scene in one of the thrift shops a while back, and I put it on my wall because he talks about how he learned to get to Barbados simply by his thinking. He was broke at the time. I think he was living in New York City, and he met a man in the neighborhood. I don't want to say the name wrong, so I'll just say it was a person in his neighborhood, so I can find it very quickly, who taught him how to think. And Neville said to this gentleman, I just want to go to Barbados. My brother's there. I want to go there for the winter. I'm thinking about it. Absolutely. And to talk about weather. And his friend said, don't think about Barbados, going to Barbados. Think from the aspect of already being there, which is what we teach in New Thought. We don't think about our illness, we think about how healing would feel. Like you mentioned, Mary, about Myrtle Fillmore. We think from the highest point, and we don't always do it, and it's easy to forget, right? But to think about what it would be like to be in Barbados. And Neville's friend said, do it before you go to sleep at night. Picture yourself there. Think about what it would feel like. Feel the waves, feel the smell of the ocean, feel your family around you, feel the room, the bed you'd be sleeping in there. And he said within a week, he was given free passage to a boat to go to Barbados. The whole book is full of things like that, using the imagination as a point of attraction, yes, attraction, and already being there. Already being there. So a good thing to remember, wonderful book, and you can read a lot of his actual recordings online too. So that's the other resource. And then we have A Return to Love, the passage Well Loved by Marianne Williamson. And then truthunity.net. If you're not familiar with it, a wonderful website run by Mark Hicks. And he's talking about Emily Cady, Lessons in Truth and How to Think. So we're going to cover all that kind of quickly. No, we don't, Mary. You can find it online, but we don't have it in the bookstore. But feel free to take a look at it after service. And if I have a moment, I'll try to find that person's name. The whole thing is a wonderful story. Our highest self, according to Ernest Holmes, is not somewhere out there. I think of that little song about the American Tail or Mouse or something, little Feifel that was lost and couldn't find his parents, and he'd be crying to the moon, somewhere out there, someone waits for me. But your highest self isn't somewhere out there. Your highest self is where? In us, exactly. It's now here. Not nowhere, now here. Michael Beckwith uses that phrase a lot. Not N-O-W-H-E-R-E, nowhere. It's now here. Your highest self is inside of you. Your highest path is right next to you. Your highest good is all around you and available for you. He asks us to affirm, I am expecting new things, ideal opportunities to come to me today. What a strong affirmation. You know, it's a pretty common affirmation, but do we say it? Do we think it? I'm expecting new things and ideal opportunities to come to me today. I'm expecting new things, ideal opportunities to come to me today. Thank you for saying that with me. I'm expecting an increase of God /good. I'm expecting an increase of God /good in everything I do. When we say things, Ernest reminds us, like, oh, maybe it'll happen someday. We do, I do, oh, maybe this or that'll happen. You know, maybe if I do all my things and whatever, it'll happen someday. It's implying it's out there somewhere. It's like that Moon song, somewhere out there. No. It's right here. It's right now. Saying it's somewhere out there and maybe it'll come to me someday is actually keeping it away and pushing it away from ourselves. I mentioned Mark Hicks. When I was browsing through some of his things on his website, truthunity.net, he was talking about Myrtle Fillmore, and he had a highlight in bold, and it said, actually, people think unity is all about prayer, that it's its main concept. And he said, no. Well, it certainly is a lot about prayer. He said, it's about thinking. The Fillmores, their followers, Emily Cady, kept reminding us about our thinking. And I'm not saying Mark is always right, but it sure resonated with me. And he mentioned that it's chapter 2 in Emily Cady's book, Lessons in Truth. Pause there for a minute. Lesson number 2 was thinking. We create our reality with our thinking. So yeah, we all know this, we learn this, it's in our books, but we forget it, do we not? Some questions came to me this week to ask. What will you do with this brand new month that you have? We're in a brand new year, right? I think we've all been kind of glad to see 2023 come along. What will you do with this new month? Set a goal? do something you've been wanting to do but perhaps put off. Maybe you put off something that feels a little scary or a little challenging or a little like new stuff. Will you celebrate yourself in this new month? Will you gift yourself something? Will you tell someone you love them? Will you send a card, a postcard, a letter? Not an email, okay? I'm sure you will send a lot of emails, but for this little exercise, consider not sending an email. Send a card, a postcard, a letter, or how about a real one-to-one, oh my God, phone call? Do you do that? Do you pause instead of calling someone and say, well, I better send an email? Or I should text them first to make sure that they want to have a phone call? Well, you don't have to do that, right? Yeah, we're all going, yeah, I do that. I do that. I even tell people, well, text me first if you need to reach me. Pick up the phone and call someone and tell them that you love them or that you care or how are they doing or I thought of you the other day. And and you know what? If they're busy and they don't pick up, it can go into voicemail, right? I have friends that always call versus texting. I go like, wow, I should do that. But consider doing that. It just lights someone, and they get to hear your voice. Our voices are so important. Next comes Marianne Williamson. And we've heard this quote again and again. I heard it the very first time I was attending a Unity church up in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, and it was probably 1988. It was long before I ever thought of becoming a minister. In fact, I would struggle with, God would be telling me, you're going to do what Reverend Ellen's doing up there. I go, no, ha, 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 ha. Go away. Whisper in someone else's ear, okay? But it did happen. But I went to there was a Unity meeting. Maybe it was the Summit meeting, I'm thinking, Mary, or something like that. And it was in Illinois. So we went from Milwaukee, my daughter and I went down to this conference. And there was a woman there, and she was talking about all kinds of health things and Unity health things. And she said, I'm going to read you a quote that just came out. And it was this quote, which was back then, it was often attributed to Nelson Mandela because he used it in an inaugural address. And so people were attributing it to him, but it was actually from Marianne. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. I got to say that again. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. One more time. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. I'm going to say that one again, too. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, being less than, kind of holding your skills or your talents in, not talking about all your wonderful things, shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some of us. It is in everyone. It's not just in some of us. It's in every single one that manifests the glory of God. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Remember the song we sang earlier, I am the radiant life of God? As we sing that, as we know that light within us, It's all okay. It's all okay. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Think about a fountain, and this comes from Emily Cady, Emily Cady, Lessons in Truth, a homeopathic doctor when women weren't doctors at all. Incredible writer. Think about fountains and reservoirs, if you would. Been a lot of water on our mind lately, but think about fountains and reservoirs. She says this: imagine, if you will, a great reservoir out of which leads innumerable small rivulets or channels. Can you picture that? Great reservoir, and these channels, rivulets coming out of that. At its farther end, each channel opens out into a small fountain. So reservoir, channels, fountains. The fountain is not only being continually filled and replenished from the reservoir, but it itself is a radiating center from whence is given out in all directions that which it receives. Reservoir, channels, fountains, radiating out what it's receiving. Really helps me to picture this in these steps because the wording is so beautiful. So that all who come within its radius are refreshed and blessed. That is exactly our relation to God, to Spirit. Each one of us is a radiating center. Emily Cady, Lessons in Truth. This reservoir, you can't deplete that, you know. It can't deplete Spirit. It always is giving and giving and giving to us. And its reservoir is all, and it's for everybody. It's for everybody. People across the globe that you might have issues with. It's for everybody. And we radiate it out. And we never run dry. Even when we think we're running dry, we don't run dry because that reservoir keeps flowing and those fountains keep flowing. And the wonderful thing about spiritual truth is we have the knowledge that we can send it out. We can flow it out. Wherever we think it might be needed, we can flow it out. So you at home, you're thinking about this, who do you want to flow that reservoir out to? You don't have to call them on the phone, but you could. You could send it across the room or across the universe. That is what I learned this week. I hope you can find something to take into your heart from there, to know that. Don't be surprised if Spirit gives you some examples on how to use that in this day or in the days ahead, because that's why we're connected to the reservoir, so we can flow it out, and flow it out, and flow it out, and flow it out. In closing, a couple more comments. You know that it's Black History Month. We honor Black History Month here at Unity Athens, but also believe it should be honored every month. It's a crucial part of American history, not a separate part. A crucial part, integral part. So watch for upcoming people of color, people of African descent, musicians and speakers throughout the year. We're very grateful for our diverse congregation here, both in person and at home. But let's remember, it's all year long. It is all year long. I know I have another comment here, because I was having lots of fun last night. So again, who am I to be prosperous? I'm kind of, yeah, I got some hands going up here. Yeah, thanks, Mary. We are. Who are you? Yeah. How many raising your hands at home? Who are you to be prosperous? Of course we are. Of course we are. We're trying a little takeoff on Mary Ann here. Who am I to be happy? Who am I to be unworried? Who am I to be in a fabulous relationship? Who am I to be in excellent health? In a great career? Who am I to be gifted? Who am I to be a world traveler? Have you ever dreamed of just going to any country you want to go to? As often or as long as you want? Why not? You know, who am I not to do that? Don't think about wanting to do that someday. Use the Neville technique and think of yourself there. Picture, you know, the streets in France, or the language in Italy, or, you know, meeting people, or Japan, or I always wanted to go to England. So I got to picture myself there, in the scene. Who are you to be part of a loving, complete, supportive family? Whether it's your personal family or your extended family. And that's one of the reasons we suggest you join Unity Athens if you're not a member, because this is family. We support each other here. We pray with each other and for each other. We support each other. We've got a card out on the back table for a member. Please sign that before you go today. Do you really expect the God that you want God to be to show up, to support you? Do you really understand that God is within you? And finally, Ernest Holmes said this: "It is done unto you as you believe." It is done unto you as you believe. Who are you not to be fabulous, gorgeous, brilliant? Who are you not to be? Okay. Namaste, and thank you for your attention. We're asking you for your financial support if you're able to do that. If you're watching online, there's many ways to support us. Mailing in a check to our P.O. Box 1662, Athens, Georgia 30603. See, I have to look up in my head for that. 1662. And you can go to unity.org. That's our website. UnityAthens.com is our website, and you can donate there on the donate page. And we have a basket here. I'm just going to put it on a chair so we can bless it. And we picture this overflowing. I know I walked off camera. We picture this overflowing. Hold that vision with me. Here it is on the chair, and it's that, like that fountain, okay? Just of well-being and good and everything we would like to see here, looking at it from what we want, rather there in it is what we want. Everything coming together, a new children's education department, lots of things going on here, some fabulous speakers and musicians, all that flowing from a basket, loaves and fishes style, okay? Mary, your prayer chaplain, you hold energy, and everyone else too, just hold energy and seeing all of our wealth and well-being flowing, and so that we can give and we can support others and we can do more things in our community. So consider giving when and as and if you can, because it also flows back to you. It's the principle of prosperity, and it really does work. I can testify to that. And we just allow, and we let that flow. And I'm going to put my gift in. And if you donate online, PayPal or Easy Tithe are probably the easiest ways to do that. Before we have our closing, we're going to do our prayer of protection. We've got a video, and Hopefully you'll be able to see it at home. Also, I'm not sure about the copyright rights on it because it was on Lester Holt last night. And I just fell in love with this short clip of a wonderful person that did amazing things. But first we'll do our prayer of protection. And for those of you at home, please come in person. The energy is here. It's just incredible. We got prayer chaplains. We got wonderful Unity minister here. You get 2 for 1, right? You know, Reverend Mary's powerful. And she's here for this winter season, which is not as wintry as up in Michigan. So we just see that being blessed. So let's say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen. So Kevin is going to play this video, and we'll let it take us to closing. Can we get the audio?
I'm going to say godly man.
Her father, Hody Childress, a retired farmer turned secret superhero. It happened here at this Geraldine, Alabama pharmacy.
He just walked in one day and said, "Do you ever have anyone that can't afford their medication?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Okay, the next time that happens, I want you to give this to them and use it for their medication."
It was a $100 bill, but he had one demand.
He just said, "I need you to promise that you won't ever tell where it came from."
From then on, every month, year after year, he came back with the same $100 bill and the same request.
How much did he end up giving?
It would be around $10,000.
Hody was able to keep it secret until last year, when his health started to fail. He turned to his daughter, Tanya Nix.
He said, "I've been doing something for a while that I would like to continue doing." So I brought the money to the drugstore. I found someone. I said, "I'm Hody Childress's daughter." He said, "You would know what to do with this." And they said, "Yes, we do."
This New Year's Day, Hody passed away. Word of his secret philanthropy soon spread through Geraldine and to Bree Slogan. Last August, her son Eli had a severe reaction to a hornet sting. She rushed to Geraldine Drugs for an EpiPen.
She says it's $800.
What?
Yeah, I like to have died.
But like for so many others, Hody came to the rescue.
But she said, "It's taken care of." And I said, "What?" And she said, "It's taken care of." No questions asked.
And now, Hody's mission is growing.
I had a gentleman from Washington call and say, "I want to, donate 12 months." And then I had a gentleman from Miami call and say, "I'm just going to start a Hody fund in my own town."
I know Dad would like to bring hope to the people that feel desperate, because I feel like there was times in our lives that was really hard, and there was people that stepped in and helped us. We've seen that through his story. It doesn't take much to make a difference.
Nurtec.
It doesn't take much to make a difference. And again, his name was Hody, Hody. And if you, I don't know his last name right here, it's down here somewhere. But if you Google Lester Holt, and it was last night's, they always end with something positive. What can you do in the world? How can you make a difference? We take a moment just to say thank you as we close this service. Hope to see you next Sunday. Hope to see you on Wednesday for meditation from 1 until 2 o'clock. Check in on Peggy Olson's Morning Bookworms. And just hold in your hearts that good is always, always around everywhere we go. And it is in you. Your life matters. What you are is powerful, beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous, brilliant. Peace on earth begins with you.
Family
Blessings to all.